I guess the answer to that is I don't remember a lot about it, but I remember seeing many of my friends, Captain Terry Hatton, firefighter, Chris Blackwell, firefighter, Michael Lynch. Every one of them knew that this was a terrible, terrible situation they were in. And they knew when they went in that stairwell that they likely were not coming back. In fact, they said it to me. But you know what they did, Marnie? They still went in that stairwell and went up to help people that needed them. And I believe, that's called the greatest love, because that is what it's called in the Bible. So at the end of the day, every one of those 343 firefighters, 37 Port Authority cops, 23 NYPD cops, 8 New York State court officers, the paramedics and EMTs, every one of them knew that they likely were not coming back, but they still went forward and they still went up because people needed their help. So that's what I want. The first part of what I want people to remember is the never forget part. The second part is the never again part. And in order to ensure this doesn't happen again, we need to tell the truth. And we have not been telling the whole truth for the last 23 years. The families have been fighting very hard to get to the whole truth with a case against Saudi Arabia in civil court. There's been resistance to getting them the information, and that's just wrong. We need to help the families and me to know the truth of what happened. And look, if Americans screwed up, let's hear it. If Saudis were involved, let's hear it. If anyone else was involved, let's hear it. And we won't get to never again if we can't tell the truth.
Right. So powerful. Tim, you lost 93 friends during the attacks. I know 2 of them were your very close friends, and the strength that each of those first responders showed on that day, immeasurable. What do you want folks to know about your dear friends and what they mean to you as today you remember them?
Well, we remember as they are. We remember them as American heroes. Courageous and brave and selfless, and America and the world should have more men and women like them. Captain Terry Hatton, my best friend, his wife Beth found out she was pregnant within a day or two of 9/11 while he lay in the rubble. She now has their only child, named Terry with an I, named after her dad. So the legacy continues on. We never forget, but Terry would want his daughter to live a happy life, and so that is what she's doing. Firefighter Michael Lynch, I was the last one to see him in the South Tower alive, and he was rescuing people out of an elevator who were trapped in the elevator, and the pit below them was on fire with jet fuel, and the people were getting burned. And we know Michael saved 3 women out of that elevator. We can prove that, before he was killed in the South Tower collapse. 20 years later, I heard from his son, Michael Lynch Jr., and he asked me to tell me about his dad. And I have since been mentoring young Michael in the military, and never forget means never forget all of them. And it means never forget all these kids who are mostly fatherless. They need guidance still in their life and careers, and we are here to do that for them, because never forget means never.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing their stories. And then the never again component, Tim. Here we are 23 years later, and there are still those who wish to cause America harm and would like to repeat the devastating attack that we saw on 9/11. As you think about that, and we're in a heated presidential cycle, what is your greatest hope for our country to defend itself and to rightly honor the lives lost that day, so that never again?
Having a kind of an inside look at how our national security has gone for the past years, I know that the counterterrorism budgets have been slashed tremendously to increase the budgets against other foes like China and Japan. I'm sorry, China and Russia. And I'm concerned that slashing the counterterrorism budgets is going to come back and bite us, because they're still trying to do it. We have people in the country who wish us harm, and I am very concerned. The FBI can only, and local law enforcement can only do so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.